Hello, welcome back to Talos 2. So, last time I finished up this area. Doing the star puzzle took a little bit. Then we went and did a text adventure. Yeah, another one. But now we're off to the next area. South 3, Circular Oasis. Let's get to it.
I remember when I was quite young, I was having trouble figuring out what I wanted to do. I wanted to see the outside world, but even back then, that wasn't really encouraged. I ran into Byron on Jameson Avenue, completely by accident. And I was too nervous to talk to him. I mean, he was one of the first companions. But he noticed me, and we started talking, and he was really encouraging. Introduced me to Garrus, and took me along on an expedition to the quarries in the mountains. Whatever flaws he may have, Byron cares about people. He changed my life.
Yep. That's Byron in a nutshell.
It's weird how they can get nervous. Like, that was programmed into them. Like the idea of, you know, being so advanced that we can create artificial intelligence that mimics nervousness.
So, here it looks like there should be an anti-gravity elevator, but it's locked down. I'll need you to connect to the data stream again. I'm really sorry, 1K. I know it's a risk, but I think it'll be worth it.
But yeah, the fact that you can just, you know, get nervous, like, why would you poke at him intentionally? Like, you had to have that, I don't know. Maybe, you know, the sci-fi explanation is that, oh, you didn't know what was gonna happen? Like, the whole thing is that this simulation was training them to be human, I guess. Yeah. This one is a lot more building shaped, unlike a lot of them we've seen lately. Immediately we can see, you know, this is right here, so this must be important if it's like right in our face, right? I don't know, maybe?
Have you seen Miranda's design for a transport system that would connect all the labs to the machine?
It's amazing, isn't it? I think she's really excited about showing this place to people one day. She also kept asking me about what kind of monuments we could build, you know, to really transform the landscape, show the possibilities.
But her capsules only fit one person.
It's just the first iteration. Give her some time. She'll figure it out. Remember how many mistakes we made in the beginning, even with all the blueprints we had?
But that's not my point. It just worries me that she lacks context. Her imagination is incredible, but it's still limited by what she hasn't experienced.
Would it have been better if she'd been raised in New Jerusalem? If her mind was limited by self-hate and decay? If all she could imagine was sitting around ignoring the universe in favor of self-righteous solipsism?
No, but I don't know.
Sorry. You're not wrong. We can't stay hidden forever.
Yeah, so Athena has resentment clearly. And I suppose she maybe didn't want to, you know, ever come back, or to anyone to ever find out this was her or anything. Maybe, but then, you know, she started to more, you know, I guess, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. I don't know if you heard my cat meowing just before. I think a lot of scratched me. I was just trying to pet him. But yeah. Stupid cat. Anyway, centrifuge. Let's this is the first one, right? This one. Yes, just trying to make sure. Let's see. What is this order? Whoa, okay. Right. Sure. So we got this. Okay, we got this. So I suppose I could do something like that. So yeah. Okay. It's gonna break like a too. Okay, what do we want? I think. Okay, let me turn this on. How does this one work? We got a red, got a blue. Can't have both, can I? In any way? I don't think so. Yeah. These are the only doors that are unlocked. That wouldn't be possible. I can have one or the other. Seemingly. I can invert that. Nope. Nah, dang it. It's fine, let's do this. I'll grab you again. No, the blue is what I need again. Because I don't know if that will work. God damn it, I keep doing that. It's fine, whatever. Okay. Yeah. So if I do that, I can convert to blue. And what is that mean? You guys are there. And then I can convert to green. And there we go. Yeah, that's all that's to it. Simple as that. It's always, yeah, the converting thing is always what tricks me up a little bit. Man, not be real. Got hair in my face. Because I have the fan on and it's blowing my hair. It's getting quite warm again. Yeah. Seriously. Really annoying. Stray hair, hold on. Is that better? What's that? Maybe. So is this the gaming? Those turny things? Guess so. Yeah, really desert now. Over there. See what's up here.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and
Really?
irritating, and it gets in my ball bearings.
Can't believe they made a Talos reference. Yeah. Well, I guess I need this. Something here. The witches. From selected archive documents RT. R2T, maybe? I don't know. Anyway. Getting rich was the worst thing that ever happened to me. I see that now. At the end, when the inside is useless. Not being poor was great. No longer having to worry all the time. Being able to afford the best doctors. What? Being able to go on holidays, being able to take care of my mother. Oh, why did I read as being poor was great? I was like, what are you saying there? No, that, okay. Not being poor was great, of course. Makes sense. I don't know why I thought I read it that wrong. Kitty, stop being a little Little bastard. Jumping on me. What is your deal right now? Stop it. Don't. I can see you wanting to jump up. Okay. But being rich, it just isolated me. It changed every interaction with every other person because suddenly I had the ability to change their life, to fix all the problems, and he knew it. And I knew it. A simple choice on my part could take away so much of the pain. Every interaction became infected by this inequality between us, and it made me better. It made me feel every relationship, even with my family, was transactional. I was definitely looking for some genuine human experience, but I seem excluded from that now. It made me resent everyone. What I didn't see, what I only see now as I'm dying, is that I could have used that money for good. All of it. Don't be given to some NGO run by other rich people. I mean, really using it. I love movies. How many indie movies could I have financed? How many books could I have gotten published? How much could I have just built? Not available for myself, but things that could benefit civilization in general. Hell, I could even give it away. Made all those lives better, taking away the pain. And if at the end of the day, I was only left with enough money to be upper middle class, so what? At least I could have been the person I wanted to be. Oh, kitty. Oh, okay. Walking around the desk. Where are you going? I think it says resource wealth as such has no value. Resource wealth as such has no value. It only matters in terms of the ability to act. But what made this ancient human so unable to act? It can have been a personal feeling, and most people of similar wealth acted the same way. Cornelia says, perhaps the answer lies in scarcity. Our system built on it, naturally optimizing towards resource accumulation. Historical circumstances, not individual sin. And it says, but I have read about rich ancestors who did act differently. You are aware, but it did exist, so it is possible for people to defy the rule of history. Yeah. Like, I don't know how much research or if has been made into something like this, like the psychology of being rich and what it means to a person, because I'm sure it's, there are definitely people who, want to be rich and try the hardest at it, and now that they have the money, they just hoard it and, get to the head and, they become worse people for it. I don't know if I want to make the claim, that every single rich person is a bad person. Some people do that. I cannot say that. I don't know them. But, when you have this much wealth and you just don't use it for anything to benefit our society as a whole and just keep it for yourself, it does make me question your morality. It does make me question, what are you even doing, I don't know. It's complicated. It's something I'm again. I love it. I have it so fucking often these days. I don't know. It sucks. From Trinculo? I don't know. Sophina. It's all a joke, isn't it? Giant perpetrator on us all. The God that founded the simulation. I don't even think you exist. I don't think biological humans ever existed either. What nonsense. I bet these messages just go to the various inbox, just straight to the retirement bin. You all suck. LMAO. Okay. Well, everybody's different, I guess. And Basis Journal number 9. From Basis Journals Volume 1, defining the universal number. Day 676. After the chaos of the last month, quiet had returned to the city. I suppose we're calling it a city now. Although the small collection of dwellings inhabited by a mere 25 people seem to barely deserve that designation. We've had to come up with an actual name soon, I suspect. Nope, that's not coming there. I suspect after the first 2 decades, calling it the city is going to get a bit stale. Everyone has an opinion, of course. It's the talk of the town these days. Personally hoping that New York will win out in the vote next week. Although I suspect Elohim's legacy carries the most weight. Byron came up with some silly suggestions like Constantinople, maybe New York, and what about Paris? Okay. Or like cats, because it's about cats. Maybe cats. Yeah. Anyway, trying to figure out what that one was supposed to be a joke. What the joke was there? Maybe because there's like cats and stuff. Anyway, here's some numbers. Just click the numbers, I guess. Screw it.
This one seems to be corrupted. It's almost like something tried to delete it as you were downloading it. Pandora, maybe.
Alright, moving on. Second one is in this structure here. Triangle pyramid, maybe the passageway. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, so this is the mechanic of this one, okay. I mean, seems a little less high-tech than, you know, picking anti-gravity and teleportation. It's kind of funny, this is what we get now, but... whatever. Not everything has to be as equally crazy complicated. Okay, so I could just do that. Clockwise. Okay, I want to go in there, please. I do not waste as much time with those, but maybe by thinking about it, I'm gonna waste more time just clicking on until it works for me. I don't know. Okay, I need a red to get in there. I need a blue to get in there. I don't think that's gonna happen, is it? I don't think so. I think I would need two to get into there somehow. Press red down. Deselect all. Okay, we'll definitely hit that in here. So let's swap this around. Alright, gives me two. Alright. No. Whoops. Okay. So have that there. Okay, go ahead and just move this a little bit and I should be able to get to it. There we go. Oops, already had done there. Alright. Free. So now put this in here. Okay. So we'll open that up pretty easily. And go in here. I still need a red. Okay. I can open that up like this. I really want to. Is that helpful for me? Like, I think what I want to try to do is I have a lot of connections right now going around, but is to open this one up here. Because I need to swap to move this around. It's gonna disconnect things that we're doing. So if I do this, I don't know if that. I need another one. This is one from the way. I don't need... No, I don't need... Yeah, I don't need this opening, though. Do I need a dome at all? No, yes, no, I do need a dome, because I need that. No, okay, never mind. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Interesting. How will this work? I can take this, but then this isn't open. I need that open. Take this, it's gonna be bad. I need to be locked in. There's another way I can open it from out here. Yeah, if I take this, I'm gonna be soft locked in, essentially. Yeah. Something is up. I didn't miss anything important here. I don't think there's anything else I can do while they're waiting. Okay, okay, hold on. Well, I can't see this from here. That should be good enough. Potentially. Well, kinda. There we go. Okay. That should be it. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Just missed that I could see from there. Pretty simple. Can you see that? Okay. Yeah.
I spotted the lab with the drone. Sending you the coordinates.
Okay. So I'm gonna wait until the puzzles. That's how I've been doing this. Okay, it's probably just where it shoots out from. I was like, that giant connect up there I can connect to, but that might just be where it shoots out from. It could be, but it's not a question mark over here. Might as well go see it now if I notice it on the compass. Still want to say radar even after all these episodes. Still want to say radar. The whole structure. This might be a triangle puzzle, actually. Possibly. Yeah, it is. I see. Well, now I know it's there. I wonder how long like how far I'm allowed to run out here. Similar to when we were at the mountain, you know. There's the whole beach you could run on if you really wanted to. Like, I really wonder if you could run all the way out there. I don't feel like doing it. But, you know. Oh, it's not that. Okay.
She's remarkable, isn't she? She sees so much beauty in everything.
She is, you're right. But I'm not sure she doesn't see too much beauty.
Is it wrong to be delighted by the perfection of the universe? To look at what surrounds us and experience awe instead of just fear?
No, but to call it perfection implies a kind of moral value that it doesn't have. The universe is cold, Athena. It doesn't care about us, or about life, or civilization. It fundamentally cannot care. But Miranda seems to think it's almost benevolent, purposeful.
You're right. But have you considered that maybe she sees something we can't see? A step ahead? You know, Cornelius, if we succeed, the next generation will not be like us. They might see the world in ways we never could have imagined. Maybe she's the first sign of that.
I hope so. I really do, Athena. You know that I love her, and I am perpetually amazed that this being we created that came solely from our minds is so profoundly different and unique. That does strike me as a kind of miracle. But it's also a huge responsibility, and I worry about our choices.
Okay, so I'm sure, you know, you mentioned it or said something about it before, but I guess I didn't fully had it confirmed. But, you know, they made her unlike, you know, I guess that, you know, we like the other people in you know, Universal weren't made by people in there, essentially. Like the whole point is that, you know, they were constructed by, you know, the simulation and then, you know, put into the robot body or whatever, right? What you seem to be saying is that Miranda was essentially created by them. I don't think anyone else has ever done that, I guess, probably. This is also, you know, something to consider, that, you know, they made a person, you know, they had a child, essentially, in the way we would speak about it, you know, which may also have been a taboo, in a way, may also have been not something they did, you know, again, like, there are all these rules, all these, you know, things about following, you know, as an Adventist, you know, philosophy, essentially, I guess, in a way.
The world we see
Anyway,
around
I found
us
this.
may not always be as it appears. Some philosophers have said that we are surrounded by nothingness, merely because air is not visible to the eye. And yet one needs only to observe the wind in the trees, or to plunge one's hand into the clear waters of the Aegean, to see that air has material substance. The same applies to many other forces that shape our lives. That they seem invisible does not mean that they are absent. It only means we have not yet learned how to observe them. And yet, lately I have struggled to understand what I am seeing. This strange, insubstantial island. These machine men. This woman with a fierce voice like an Amazon. Who are they? How did I get here?
Well, found another one of these, and this one's red this time. Interestingly. I don't know, but I thought they were always green, but maybe they weren't always green. I guess that's the last few I've seen have been green. That's why I thought that. This one's actually red. Anywho, let's go into this giant structure. Dismantling. It's always interesting how. See, just have these things lying around. Like, are the elements ever gonna, you know, make the puzzle impossible or break it? I would assume they probably tried to fix them. Did they fix them right before we got here? You know, did they, you know, make sure they worked? I don't know what the, you know, how easy that would be for them. Also, you got the nanomachines, I guess, going. Can't do much other than make this elevator, I guess. Okay, we have a teleporter again. It's potentially scary. that's moving that down. That's moving that down. Wait, did I? Okay, so this will only move while... But the door is locked until it's done writing. Yeah. It's not getting order like that, huh? Because the moment I set off this, it's gonna go back and then it's gonna close the door. Okay. There's nothing else down here? Really? Nothing? Can I get this up there with the teleporter? Is that what I can do? Let me just see, yeah. Actually, no. More to just put it down. Because the moment I take this off, it's gonna go back down. Yeah. Okay, that's maybe doable. Okay. I mean, well, then this should work, right? Because now I can just do this. Grab that. This one. Okay. Not a block. This is fine, I think. I think it's fine. Cause I can just simply do that. Flip it over here, and there you go. Alright. Okay, so it's not just turning things. We also got moving platforms. Yeah, this is like the not a new object or anything essentially, but like new movement-based things in the world, if that makes sense. Yeah. No new tool, you know, but in a way a new tool. Just different way of looking at it. Yeah. Alright. Message down. What do you see? A person trapped in a maze, desperately looking for a way out. Something greeting their friend. Happens to be living in a beautiful place. Is it a human calling someone on a phone? Nothing? Well, I mean, it does look a bit like a maze. I don't know what the red orb is. Green maid, Urania, Ovis, Psychoman, Pellegrino. I got shooting laser beams from his eyes. Okay, it's a frog. I don't know how you see a frog. It's an eyeball inside a giant robot. Could be an eyeball. It's a Frenchman. What? Ancient human calling someone on the phone. It's a weird one as well. I mean, yeah, I mean, it looks a bit like a labyrinth to me. That's the best I can say. I don't know what the orb is supposed to be. Just a representation of a person. I mean, that's what Arenia thinks, I guess. Like, what it is some kind of, like, it looks like metal or gold or something. And then an orb, it's like, it is just kind of like a pattern. It could be a machine, like, maybe, but kinda, I don't know. I mean, you know, maybe it's because it's the first thing I really saw, but a maze sounds about right to me. It's kind of the boring answer, probably, but that's what I see. I appreciate your perspectives, thank you all. I'm not sure I'm going to continue in this abstract style, as I've been drawn back to a more representational art, whatever. Which just feels more substantial to me, but this has been an interesting diversion. Okay, so it's just supposed to be a drawing, I guess. Like, what it was, you know, I don't know, quote unquote real, in the sense of like, it was an object or like a, you know, something that was made, essentially. Well, I guess art is made, but you know what I mean. Like something you can touch, something, you know, like an actual maze you could play with, maybe. I don't know. I keep getting hair in my freaking face, and it's annoying me. Yeah. Okay. Let's go do another puzzle. That's what this game is, after all. Here's the other star. Okay, another map with X's on it. Okay. Yeah. The maps are always like, I gotta figure out what I'm looking at. I'm guessing these are, you know, some of the puzzle places. Yeah, well, we'll look at it later. I might stumble upon some of them by accident. So I just might go over there, but I'm not going there right now. I'm going to fall. Gotta find the entrance. These are getting quite large, these structures. Seriously. Control. So blue there. I want to have a blue. Clean that up. Yeah, red. I can read it out. That. Oh, okay. But also, the moment I do that, this thing starts moving. Interesting. Okay, so the goal is to get the blue here. Somehow. A drill. This can be drilled through. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Maybe. No. I can't get to that from there. That'll be too easy. I can open this up, but the moment I do this, starts rotating. This is a problem, potentially. Yeah. Okay. This is awkward. always gonna work. Oh wait. Oh. Okay. I know what I'm doing. I was doing things. It's just that worked out somehow. Yeah, okay, because then... Right, it's connected... There now. And stuff rotating there. Okay. Move this one. Okay. So that's something I've done now. Yeah. So I can create a hole. I don't want this on this ring or not, if that's a good idea. Maybe. I mean, if it starts rotating, at least that's gonna rotate with it. So I think I could make a hole from here. I could use the drill to push this button down. Is that what I want now? I don't know. I could. So let's maybe do that. Oh my god. Stupid hair face. Could do that. Hold on. I can put this on the switch, I'm pretty sure. Ah, Jesus. Stupid. Like right in my nose and my eye. Okay, so I can do that. Just like this. We're doing that over. Crap. Okay, hold on. Give me a sec. I don't need that one. Okay. Now that should be it. Yeah. Okay. That one felt more complicated than it turned out to be. Edit out. It's always nice when I get them. Like, not stuck forever. Yeah. Okay, this is getting silly though. He's turning around and I gotta make holes through to him and yeah. Oh. Sorry. Oh. Keep thinking that something, it's just, yeah. Whenever you beat a puzzle that goes to the thing. Keep thinking it's something special. No, it's not. In my nose, my mouth, and my everything. Stupid hair. Yeah. Okay. 5 is over here. Oh. I get to talk to Melvin, why not?
What is it?
What do you think about my creating life?
Personally, I'd focus on creating things that help human beings. But her desire to spread life seems admirable to me. If most of the universe is dead, not doing anything with all that space seems like a waste.
Alright. So... Okay, this is how we get down. Let's wondering. Oh. What? Or not? Okay. Did I understand that? Or guess it's not working? Maybe I have to go to the lab, is that why? Maybe I have to go to the lab now if I want to continue. Possibly? That's not working. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just go to the lab then. Fine. I don't know. The place just fall to my death. Gonna be real. Okay. Question mark lab? Oh, I guess.
There are
it's just
entirely
a
too
lab.
many strange things going on around here.
Yeah. Floating rocks. Huh. Oh, stunt playing. Collapse girl. Oh, we got floating rocks in this game too. With this, I suppose, is more scientific paste. If you can call it that. Yeah, no. Okay, well, this is not a broken map, huh? Oh, no. Pretty neat though. All this floating stuff about. It's different vibes, like in space. Oh, yeah, I'm stuck. That's all this here, huh? Alright, well. See what this is. Arrow. It's a photo. Oh, all painting? Painting photo? Well, like painting. I think that's supposed to be real. Anyway. Arrow. And it came to pass in the 11th year, in the first day of the month, that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, because that Talos have said against Jerusalem, Aha, she is broken and was the gates of the people. She is turned unto me, I shall be replenished, now she is laid waste. Therefore thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Talos, and will cause many nations to come up against thee, as the sea causes the waves to come up. And he shall destroy the walls of Talos, break down her towers. I will also scrape her dust from her, and make her feel like the top of a rock. It shall be a place for the spreading of nets in the midst of the sea. For I have spoken it, saith the Lord God, and shall become a spoil to the nations. The daughters which are in the field shall be slain by the sword. They shall know that I am the Lord. Sure thing. Faith. Perhaps faith is neither choice nor submission. Perhaps faith is a demand, for our pain to have meaning, for the stories of the world to rhyme, for a world designed by a loving hand. Perhaps I will believe with defiance in the forgiveness of all sins, in the kingdom of God on earth, and even the resurrection of the dead. I will believe with clenched fists and gritted teeth, and prayers I refuse to be gentle. Getting really religious all of a sudden. No, up to 10. Trial something, an revised trial at secondary site. Catholic failures, he's gone. Huh. That is written by Athena. She's gone. Amanda? Is Amanda gone somewhere? And we don't... Yeah. All we have are, voice notes and things like that, and we don't really know where any of them are, if they're even, alive, but... Is that way? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe? Is it possible she died? I don't know. Anyway, no one network schematic. That'll be a tone shift, if that's the case. That'll be, I don't know.
It's over. We failed. Everything we thought we were doing. It's all ashes now.
I don't think you really believe that.
She's gone, Cornelius. She's gone because I failed her. She's gone because the machine that I built killed her. She was perfect. And now, she's nothing.
I know you don't want to hear this. I know you want her to be perfect, to be blameless. But you didn't kill her, Athena. She killed herself. She killed herself because she was reckless, because she was naive, and frankly, because she was a little arrogant, too.
She was reckless because I filled her head with dreams. Dreams of the future. Of a better world. A world that nobody wants.
No, it's not the dreams that killed her. It's that we brought her here. It's that we tried to build all this outside the city. We raised her without people, without society. The wilderness is for prophets, Athena, not for children. We should have stayed, fought for our ideas.
It's too late now. It's too late.
Well then, I guess I was right. Huh. So what does that mean? Exactly. Huh. What does that mean? Okay, what do you know? Anything to say? Yes. Because I have thoughts for sure. So is the reason why Pandora is so hesitant for us to do all this, is that some kind of, maybe, they didn't actually want us here somehow, because, maybe the idea was they want us here at some point, but maybe they, realized, oh, this is actually dangerous and, might kill someone or something, I guess. And then maybe they still don't really know what to happen to them. But I guess that maybe the left, because it again seems like everything here is just essentially working on its own, or might even gone rogue. I don't know what. Interesting. Not sure what this all means, but yeah. Okay, you have something
They
to
lost
say.
their daughter.
Yeah?
Right here in this ruin.
Yeah.
Cornelius and Athena lost their daughter.
Sure did, huh?
Miranda's dead. So even the founder doesn't have perfect control over this technology. Even the founder makes mistakes. Byron was right in a way. We turned the founder into something she never was. She was never perfect. She was never infallible. No one is. Listen, I understand why you and Byron see so much hope in this technology. You want us to be better, to grow. But what if it all goes wrong? If even the founder couldn't get it right, what hope do we have?
Nothing forces us to repeat mistakes of the past. Mistakes will happen. But bad things happen no matter what we do. The waste of the backstory concern me. That's why we need to know more. You're right. This technology could destroy us or the whole planet. I mean, I feel like they put so much, what's the word, like they believe so much in the founder to be this almost godlike being, not quite, but in a sense, like this, this person who is, knows more than everyone, is better than everyone, essentially, and that's not how people work, really. People always will, put people on a pedestal, even if they don't deserve it, or even if, especially when you don't know the person, especially when, it's well, I guess you kind of know the person, but in a different way, in this case, it's more so, she's literally the first person to be created here, it's essentially, Adam and Eve situation in a sense, it all comes from this one person in their world, in their the way they have existed. This is what they know, so essentially she is like she is the most important being they possibly have to look up to, which again, it's just not a good way to view it, because again, people are people, they make mistakes, and accidents happen as well, and so but in terms of this question, I do believe that it's obviously horrible what happened, like losing a child, I suppose, is essentially what happened, which is obviously terrible. Can't say I can relate to that necessarily, but it's I would definitely not want that on anyone. But it is it's an accident. It's, you could argue, yeah, you're playing with advanced technology you might not even really understand, and you're going out of your way to be this isolated little group, just doing things and nobody else knows, and no support, no help. Could this have been not solved, but like could this not have happened, but could this have been mitigated by the fact that there's more people around and who could have done more or helped more, or have maybe figured out that, hey, something is wrong with this place and it's gonna blow whatever exactly happened, like who knows, maybe. But like, yeah, like this, mistakes will happen, you can never prepare for anything. I think I even said that in an episode or two ago or something, like, we don't have all the answers always. We don't know what will happen. It's always gonna be, things we can't account for, and that means mistakes will happen. That means, we might fuck up. We will fuck up a lot, probably. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't keep trying. It doesn't mean, shouldn't keep going. Should we be cautious and concerned and, be careful? Yes, obviously. But that doesn't mean we should just be sitting our ways either. Again, that's the whole thing about progress. That's the whole thing about, keeping on and living life and moving on. And, I'm not saying, it's easy to move on from this, especially, like we still don't know what Athena and Cornelius, where they are, if they're even alive, if they are, why all this. Again, like, how much of this was before Miranda's death, and how much was it after? Like, I feel like these puzzles and stuff were made before she died. It's hard to know exactly, because we know the labs were there seemingly before the puzzles were. But were the puzzles made in conjunction with them? Were they made afterwards? Was this some kind of, I don't know, maybe, you know, Athena went all, you know, I wouldn't say crazy, but, you know, maybe she got in her head and was like, decided to make these puzzles for some reason, to you know, because of, you know, this is how these robot people, you know, were made. It's essentially their creation story, that, you know, the whole foundation of why they even exist, you know, in a sense. So maybe she, I wouldn't say, you know, reverted into her quote-unquote childhood, or quote-unquote, like, you know, maybe there's something to that. I don't know if that's as deep as I'm saying it is. Like, it could have nothing to do with that. These could have been made before, but, you know, we just came here, you know, and did these puzzles and stuff. I don't know, but there's maybe something to that. You know, maybe maybe it's a metaphor, all of this. Maybe the megastructure, this giant isolated thing, is her way of coping. It's like just making the biggest, craziest thing you can possibly make, and, you know, putting yourself in this, you know, you know, making something out of what you can control. And I guess what you can control are these puzzles, right? Maybe, I don't know if that's where we're going with this story, but maybe there could be something there. Could have nothing to do with it. Could have, you know, again, I still don't know exactly if the megastructure even existed before or after anything. I don't fully know the timeline. I don't think I'm supposed to know yet. I don't know exactly if that's been explained, but yeah. Anyway, I gotta keep going. So yeah, I'll say this.
But what if one mistake is enough? One mistake was enough to kill Miranda. And the energy readings from inside the megastructure are insane. What if we try to use it and blow a hole in the planet?
Well, we should, I mean, you should probably figure out if it can do that. Just leaving it alone wouldn't help either, you know. Like, we're essentially just leaving this thing to just do whatever it wants to, seemingly. Like, again, if this is an automatus, whatever the word is, like, machine, that could seemingly create, yeah, like from what I can tell, Pandora and the Sphinx and freaking keep forgetting his name. Not Hephaestus, not Stratus, freaking the guy, well, the freaking with the fire, what's his name? God damn it, whatever. Prometheus, that's one, Prometheus, yes. I feel like that's made by some sort of rogue AI or some sort of, you know, yeah, I don't think that's Athena's exactly doing that. I don't know. That's what I feel like that's what I'm getting there, maybe. I don't know. This makes me wonder, you know. So I think, you know, obviously we should investigate pretty clearly. We should definitely investigate, still figure out, like, is this saying to us, you know? Is this something we actually care about? We probably should. It seems important. But yeah. I don't think it's gonna blow a hole in the planet. I don't know. That seems like definitely extreme. Even though it can clearly do quite some crazy stuff, you know. Anyway, let's get stop thinking. People only ever have these phobias about new things, but all established technologies have their dangers. If we only ever consider the worst case scenario, we would do nothing, and then still die. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. The US is inherently dangerous, and maintenance of the set has always coming our way. You have a little faith in our species. That's what our precautions are for. We can do things carefully. The plan will be fine in long run. You're right, it's just could be too much for us. Yeah, this is pretty much what I want to say.
That may be so, but what if this time it's justified? What if the megastructure really is just a catastrophe waiting to happen?
Well, then we're gonna do something about it. You know, again, like we you know, definitely gotta make sure this isn't gonna destroy the world. I don't think that's what's gonna happen, but you know, I mean, it might be dangerous for people going in. We don't know what happened to Byron really. It's very possible he's dead, but probably not. But I mean, who knows? But if that's the case, we should figure out how to prevent that from happening again. Yeah. Anyway, maybe you need to have a little more faith. The world very rarely works that way. It's always one nuance. What if this type of thinking always leads us to a catastrophe? Because I can't imagine another outcome. Talos said worst case scenario. Preparing for it is rational. Assisting or it is not. Maybe you have a point. Yeah. Essentially it is, I think. Yeah.
I do tend to get a bit obsessive. And you're right. Nothing's really safe. Unless we choose to be sane. We don't need the megastructure to destroy ourselves. Anyway, thanks for talking to me. The truth is, lately, I sometimes feel kind of lost. The universe is vast and threatening. History is depressing, and I need something to hold on to. Something other than fear. I have to figure out what that is.
Yeah. I mean, we came on this expedition to figure out what the hell was going on.
Okay. The elevator should be working now. And Yakut, I'm sorry about Miranda. I know you're looking forward to meeting her.
What was I saying? I got distracted. Yes, the reason why we're going to this expedition in the first place was because, we had to figure out what the hell, these giant floating Prometheus base, whatever that was all about. Okay, now it is active, I guess. Please? Die? Okay, there we go. Looked at it to me, it looked like it was doing something. I don't know. I'm all the way down here. That's neat, I guess. Yeah, well, that's the episode though. We're gonna continue next time. We're an hour here, but yeah. But yeah. We went here to explore. We went here to, figure things out, The whole point for doing this was to learn something, to explore, to, well, also to figure out if it was danger, I suppose. It could also be a danger, that's also an important factor in this, we don't know if it could be dangerous. But yeah. Essentially, if we never went here, we would have learned all these things. New technologies, new developments, things like that, There's so many things that you're discovering and learning and can use, to essentially improve society and, the city and themselves, even. Looks weird. Something about the shadows or something, or like, I don't know, something about this plant just looks off when I move. Anyway, so it's probably, I could. It's probably one of the people who would appreciate exploring and figuring things out, because, well, he said he was just feeling lost, and and now, like, we know this is dangerous, we know that people can die, we know people can get lost in the microstructure, like, his concern is real, for sure. But it doesn't mean we should keep, you know, we shouldn't keep trying and going and do this, you know. Like, it is, fear can hold you back, I suppose. Fear can... It's definitely a factor on what stops progress and what stops people from, you know, trying out new things, doing, developing new technologies, new ways of thinking, you know, all this stuff, you know. At some point it can be dangerous. At some point it can be scary. But it's necessary. I believe that. Yeah, okay. Well, this was, you know, we got into quite a revelation that Miranda's actually dead. You know, like just straight up dead. You know, crushed. I guess. Just, I don't know. Like, again, the thing I'm wondering is, you know, I guess they don't have a backup. Like, I guess that's not a thing they could do. I mean, I always keep thinking they are robots, but I guess the justification is that the technology is in the like so advanced that making a backup would be impossible. You couldn't store, you know, your quote-unquote brain. Nobody. Quote-unquote brain. Get distracted by a freaking bunny. What am I, a squirrel? A squirrel won't be distracted by a bunny, but you know what I mean, like, whatever. A dog getting distracted by a squirrel is what I was trying to say. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's what I was trying to say. Whatever. Point being that I guess they just can't do it because it's too advanced to have a brain stored in some kind of cloud. Like, because I'm sure they could make another body, really, if they did it once, right? I mean, again, who knows how complicated it is, but if they did it once, somehow, they can probably do it again. I mean, you know, they always want us to think that, oh, these are people, these are human beings. So, you know, they want us to think that if a robot person dies, he died forever. You know, even if in theory they could probably just upload it to the cloud and got a new body. Maybe. We definitely know they can make bodies. You know, we saw the, you know, other us we could just, you know, transfer our mind into, right? So that is a thing they can do. So, you know, there you go, I guess. You can have another robot body you can transfer your mind into, essentially, right? I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I didn't really think about how that was kind of like, I don't know whether or not they made those bodies for that purpose. Again, who knows if it was before or after, but did they make these extra bodies for Miranda? Possibly? It could be. I don't know. It sounds like, you know, it really sounds like they want us to believe that she's dead forever. But, I mean, again, these are robot people. Could they not be? Who knows? But, you know. Anyway, well, that was an episode. Yeah, didn't do a whole lot of puzzles today, only 4, but that's fine. We've got a lot of interesting story bits for sure here, yeah. And some deep conversations as always. Well, talk to myself, but you know what I mean. Deep thoughts, deep philosophical and, you know, whatever the hell thoughts I'm talking about. I'm saying words. Okay, I gotta stop the episode. I'm just saying words at this point. Okay, bye.